starting lineups. First for Chicago, Magic Johnson is out there with Allen Iverson. And the big guy in the middle, Shaquille O'Neal. It's Michael Jordan, and it's Bird in at the 4 spot. And for Los Angeles, Derrick Rose is out there with Kobe. And it's center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. And it's Durant, and it's LeBron in at the 4. And it's Rose missing.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net. I think when you look at Derrick Rose, fellas, the most intimidating thing about him is his elite speed. But you also have to consider his size. He's well put together, about 6'3", maybe just a shade over 200 pounds. He is a handful when he's coming at you fast with that strong body and explosiveness.
Durant kicks to Howard. Back to Durant. Knocked loose. Stolen by Bird. There's the dish to Iverson. And Kobe with the block. LeBron kicks to Kobe. Kicks it out to LeBron. LeBron right side. Chicago grabs the miss. And Clark, you mentioned the size of Derrick Rose. 6'3", not just a speedster, but the combination of quickness and power. I've always thought that, Steve. He goes in there, and he would be a very tough guy to try to stop, and he's got a full head of steam.
No question why. He's coming at you with that burst and the strength. That's why he's so overpowering as a point guard.
And again, the Lakers, no good.
Still looking for that first two. 0-4 now.
To the paint. Here's Bird. Here's Shaq. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
One of the sweetest moves in the game, the reverse layup in traffic.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin. Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there. Everybody regards Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau as a defensive mastermind, and the numbers back it up again. The Bulls were near the top in every major defensive category, protected the paint, limited fast breaks, and made sure to challenge any shot that went up.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Durant with it, guarded now by Larry Bird. That ties it up. Howard's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
And the Bulls, Steve, 5th in defensive efficiency last season.
And Thibodeau, knowing him, he's probably unhappy with that ranking. This team is so disciplined and hardworking. They always have a chance to be the best defense in the league.
Here's LeBron after the made shot from Allen Iverson. And the shot is good.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Iverson right side. And it's blocked. LeBron sets the screen for Kobe. Durant for 3. They get it back. Rose against Johnson. Dwight Howard again. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And, you know, for the Lakers last season, a lot of turmoil. And you think about the coaching change, but it wasn't just that. It was a whole system change as well. And the front office felt the Princeton offense they started using wasn't working out. So they were in a state of flux all season long.
We've got 1:13 left to play here in the first. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Tom Thibodeau gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. When talking about who they'll be most concerned with on the other side, he laughed a little and asked, "You mean other than Kobe?" He said that it's an almost futile effort to try and slow Kobe because he can score in so many different ways, saying, really, all we can try and do is prevent him from getting into a rhythm and try to force him into tough shots. Guys?
And thank you for that, Doris. Here is Rose. Following the basket by Shaquille O'Neal. The drive by LeBron. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. going back to the Princeton offense that Clark mentioned, Steve, tell us about that offense, and why do you think it didn't work out?
Well, they only gave it 5 games, Kevin. I mean, Mike Brown was 1-4 when he got fired, and that's impossible to install an offense and expect it to work that quickly. So, I mean, I think the offense would have been fine if they had given it time and given Mike Brown some time to install it.
Now, here's Bird. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Outside Rose. Durant.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Iverson guarded by Kobe. From the high post. Good. Iverson's got his second bucket tonight.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
Here's LeBron. Outside Durant. Again, the Lakers.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Here's Jordan. And so the first quarter is in the books. Lakers lead by 4. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Really good sign offensively the way they started this game out, getting a lot of hoops from close range.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get baskets inside. I know you were a three-point shooter, Steve, and a really good one, but it's always easier to score in the paint.
Allen Iverson again. Iverson's got the first basket of the second quarter for Chicago.
I tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with a hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Johnson, good. Here comes Kobe. Iverson covered. And it's Allen Iverson with the foul. That's his first foul. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played. You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something that you get away from.
LeBron dishes to Kobe. Pass to Durant. Howard setting the pick for Durant. Left side Durant. Back to Kobe. Elbow shot is on the way. That one a little long.
You know, as the Bulls have been one of the tougher teams the last few seasons, they've done it through dominating the glass and tough defense. Had some injuries to deal with last year, but at the core, this is a defensive-minded team. That's why they're always competitive.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Guys, it's hard to doubt that LeBron James, after 2 straight titles and 4 MVPs in the last 5 years, seems to be at the top of his game. LeBron candidly said, quote, "I'm at my highest peak. I don't know if I can continue to improve," but he certainly remains motivated, saying, quote, "At the end of the day, I have a goal to be the best of all time, and I'm going to put that pressure on myself." And Kevin, if he can just stay at this level for a long period of time, he may get there.
I like his chances. Thanks. Gets it to go. And the Bulls in the top 5 in offensive rebound rate last season.
Yeah, for a team that struggled to produce points with Derrick Rose out the entire season, those extra possessions are just so valuable. And it's no surprise, really, in the way this team hits the boards. Tom Thibodeau always getting peak effort out of his guys.
And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Here's Johnson. Second quarter play with almost 3 minutes gone.
Their low post defense has to show some improvement, guys.
Yeah, of the last 10 points, Steve, 8 have come from in tight.
Rose kicks to LeBron. Bird covering. The kick out to Rose. Takes a three. And again, Los Angeles with the triple. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Off his leg. And the official saying it was kicked. .153 left to play in the first half. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. We've got 1:48 left in the second quarter. Iverson against Kobe. He feeds it to Rose. Launches a three. That's good. And now a 5-point Laker lead.
Well, Kobe's never been shy about shooting. You know, a lot of people would argue that he gets maybe a little too shot happy sometimes, but you want a guy who's dominant. You want a guy who's not afraid. He's going to fail and just come right back and fire away the next time.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Jordan with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Back to Bird. 5 to shoot. The feed to Iverson. Shot to stop the run. And again, no good by Chicago. And when you talk about Kobe's role offensively for the Lakers, it's worth mentioning last season it was one of his most efficient scoring the basketball.
It really was, and you consider the turmoil that surrounded the Lakers all season. It was remarkable that Kobe was as even-keeled as he was. Stayed focused, and start to finish, he delivered the type of all-star performance that he always does. Very impressive.
35 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. 5 on the clock. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Bulls trail by 7. Iverson defended by Durant. And Magic Johnson with the slam.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off perfect.
LeBron passes to Kobe. Kobe gets a screen from Howard. Off the pick. Rose, no good.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Los Angeles on top, up 5. We'll have the start of the third quarter for you shortly. But first, it's the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome, I'm Damon Bruce. A great game going on out at Staples Center. The Lakers playing with poise so far. Their offense has been firing on all cylinders. It's been a thing of beauty. A nice start for Derrick Rose. He has 6 points, and he's been able to provide some nice assists as well. And a tough matchup, but the Bulls are staying afloat. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. A difficult first half for Larry Bird. Dreadful from the field. He hasn't connected on any of his shots. And that's all there is to it. Thanks so much for spending halftime with me. Now it's time to send you back out for the start of the third quarter.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Lakers ended up 17-13 against Eastern Conference teams last year, but that wasn't really a dominating effort. Certainly not what you would expect from a playoff team.
And Doris Burke has some force. Hey, Doris.
Hey, gentlemen. Well, part of the Lakers' struggles last year was that they were constructed like an all-star team. Coach Mike D'Antoni said, quote, "Have you ever watched an all-star game? It's god-awful because everybody gets the ball, they go one-on-one, and then they play no defense. That's our team. That's us." Having a pecking order with all their big players was something he wanted to instill on their Lakers roster. We'll see if they can do a better job of adhering to that this time around, guys.
Well, that's the rub, isn't it? That's the balancing act, isn't it, Doris? Share the ball, but get it into the hands of your scorers. Well, and to make the playoffs in the West, you do need to have a record similar to that of the Lakers against the East. You know, Steve, no team that made the postseason in the West had a record below 500, so the Lakers took care of what they needed to.
Well, you know what's odd, Kevin, is that in the shortened season before, when the Lakers were the cream of the Pacific Division and everything was going well, they only went 500 against the East. So, you know, if they want to bounce back this season, they'll need to not give away games and make sure they keep their out-of-conference record better than 500.
That one drops. He ties it up. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Bird against LeBron. Outside Durant. The three. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. And that's now 7 points for Kevin Durant.
You know what I love about Durant, Kevin, is the fact that he can be cruising along, and then all of a sudden, he'll just kick it into high gear. You know, he gets his points quietly at times because it comes so effortlessly. But when the game's on the line, he can get hot and just bury you.
Steve, if you were just going to dream up a score, a machine-like, video game-like score, KD, Kevin Durant, is what you would come up with. Long, lean, can shoot it deep, ball skills, and the attitude and aggressiveness of a late-game closer. Well, for LeBron James, guys, the stats say it all. He's always a beast. And when you play him at the power forward position, his numbers take on a whole nother level of excellence.
Now here's LeBron. Outside for Kobe. From about 16, and another basket for the Lakers.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
And Clark, you mentioned LeBron playing at the 4 being a tough matchup for teams. Steve, why is that?
Well, we've seen the same thing with Carmelo Anthony, a guy who's playing at the 4, who has great size and strength, but also ball handling ability. It compromises the defense, particularly when you put shooters around him.
Kobe kicks to LeBron. Makes it off the glass. And now a 7-point Los Angeles lead.
And their offense is flowing. It's clicking right now at the beginning of the second half. They've made 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Outside Jordan. They need this. And it's sent back by Howard. He kicks it to Durant. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, really hard to try to compare Kevin Durant to somebody. I mean, it might come from who he says he modeled his game after. In an interview last season, he said that it was Larry Bird who shaped how he played growing up as a youngster.
One thing Durant shared in common with Bird, a deadly outside shot, even under pressure.
Yeah, I love his unflappable nature. Kevin Durant seems unfazed during pressure times of the games, and I think even more so, he just enjoys it. He wants that pressure. He wants the ball in his hands.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Bird dishes to Jordan. Defended by Durant. Bird, the pass to Johnson. Back to Bird. 6 on the shot clock. Gets it to go. .139 left to play in the third. LeBron against Bird. It's Durant with the drive. Chicago grabs the miss. Shaq's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Well, a coaching carousel for the Lakers last season. They made it only 5 games before firing Mike Brown. Then they decided to go in a new direction. And, boy, they went through 3 different head coaches before all was said and done. They never really were able to gain that consistency they were looking for.
Now here's Johnson, following the shot by Kevin Durant, and stolen by LeBron.
Not a very good decision with that entry pass. Not with a defender right there.
Howard, Bird covering. Stolen by Bird. Here's Iverson. Sinks the 15-footer. Now just a 5-point Los Angeles lead. And back to the Lakers' struggles last season. What do you think, Clark, were the main problems that, held them back from being the kind of title contender that they thought they were and a lot of people imagined they were?
Well, how much time do I have? 3 or 4 shot clocks worth? I mean, I think there were a number of issues, as you might expect. Injuries played a significant role, but I think there was discord over how they should play, really no true identity. They were a big team trying to be small, a team without a number of shooters trying to spread the floor, an older team trying to go up tempo, coaching change, and that transition.
Right, yes.
You had a lot of moving parts, and it made it very difficult for everybody, I think, and it showed in how the Lakers season went.
That's a good assessment. LeBron kicks to Rose. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Jordan gets it to go. Jordan's got his first points of the night. Now Rose. Durant for 3. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. The third quarter comes to a close. Lakers lead by 5. Don't go. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Lakers.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
And guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
And it's Rose penetrating. Outside Jordan. A rebound by Kobe Bryant. Los Angeles leading by 5. He dishes it to Rose. That doesn't go either for Rose.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
A putback.
Boy, he shows a lot of desire when he's fighting for that tough board, and his length doesn't hurt either.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Back to LeBron. LeBron left side. Just 5 on the clock. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Just 4 to shoot. On its way from Rose for 2. And right on target. Good. Rose has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here. It's for Los Angeles. Kicks to Iverson. Pass to Jordan. Good. And it's Iverson who picks up the assist.
You know, the one thing that people probably didn't talk enough about with Jordan was his defensive ability. He would absolutely lock people. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Mark?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
Johnson dishes to Bird. Iverson. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. It's on Kevin Durant. Free throw good. Iverson. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Lakers leading by 5. Outside, Kobe. Gives him the lead pass. LeBron's shot is good.
How about the field goal percentage shooting this half, guys? It's gone through the roof.
The Bulls have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Chicago calls timeout. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He told them it's time to fight and take the lead. Let's put ourselves in position to bring it home. Guys, we'll see if they've got what it takes to get it done.
So it's the Lakers now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
And Chicago has their hands full guarding against Derrick Rose.
He's got 10 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
Kobe against Iverson. Kobe with the steal. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And front power on the dunk.
Guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
The free throw drops for Rose. Bulls trail by 10. Outside Jordan. 11 feet away. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Durant's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Dishes it to Kobe. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got 3 assists tonight.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
The drive by Jordan hits the bucket.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half, but he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here.
James in the post. Bird covering. Here's Rose, and he slams that one down. That's doing some skyscraping.
And we're talking about a point guard there, Kevin. He can really raise up.
A flashy pass, monster dunk, whatever it is. I mean, this guy's got the versatility to do it.
Johnson, the pass to Jordan. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And the first one at the line is good. And so Jordan nails both of them.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Rose kicks to Kobe. Shoots the 3. The Lakers rebound. And they double him up with LeBron. He's looking for Howard and finds him. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Lakers lead by 12.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
A very solid performance in a lot of areas for them.
Jordan dishes to O'Neal. Good D by Howard. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group.
Come get it.
Heinrich against Kobe. Now here's Heinrich. D right on him. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. Now here's Rose. From deep. LeBron, no luck.
This guy's a good three-point shooter, but that was probably a little too far.
Yeah, not what I would call working to get the best shot either.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling patrolling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.